Hey guys, how's it going? My name's always and welcome back to Sky Factory 2.5. In the last episode, we were working on we're doing the turbine last episode. I think we did the turbine last episode. This thing that doesn't really do much, doesn't really work. I don't really know much about setting up good turbines, and I don't really care in this series. We have this guy, and this is enough power for us for now. I still need to fill him up with diamonds. I need to go mine diamonds some more, and all that kind of fun stuff. But today, we are going to be working on a couple of different things. Primarily, we're going to be working on Draconic Evolutions. Where is it? It is back here. The Tier 6 Energy Core. We're actually going to go ahead and make the Tier 7. And I'm going to say, since it's a better tier, it counts. And we're going to work on that. We're going to build it right over there. I took down the Britannia stuff because we don't need that anymore. And we're going to hopefully be able to build a big energy core, store a ton of energy, and then just use Tesseracts to move energy around. And that is the plan. So let's get into it. But before we do that, there's a couple things I want to do. First of all, I want to test something. And what I want to test is how much power does this burn. So it's 80 RF per tick. And it burns however much it needs to. But it's 80 RF per tick. So if we want to look at conduits, 2048, let's see if I can do some math real quick. We're going to need to set up enough power lines for all of these guys, and let's see, we can get 256 of those on one power line. So I think, oh god, how many are there here? I don't remember. So if we get those, we should be able to power enough from just like 2 or 3 conduit lines. So not only am I going to have to make a bunch of redstone conduits, which I am currently working on, and I want to make sure I made that right. Yes. I'm going to make the energy conduits because I think those are going to be the best way. And I'm going to set things up a little bit smart with that. And then hopefully next episode, if I have everything together, we can go ahead and do the Sterling Energy thing, and hopefully get that taken care of. So between episodes, I did come down here and I sent this dense cable along just so that I could add another interface underneath the this guy, the induction smelter, so that we can start making redstone alloys, and I can get the redstone conduit, which I'm going to need like 300 more or something like that. So we're going to need a lot of that. So I figured I'd go ahead and start working on getting that. We're going to need a bunch of redstone today, as well as draconic blocks. Most of these, actually. So if we want to make the tier 6 energy cores, tier 7 actually, we need a lot of stuff. And I don't know why the scroll isn't working, but it's not. So the lowest is just the what is it? The energy core, which we should probably make first. And that is always going to be the center. But as we get into the higher tiers, tier 6 is 133 blocks of redstone and 150 blocks of draconium, and stores 3.5 billion RF. Well, I want the 2.14 trillion RF, so we need 300 blocks of redstone and 218 blocks of draconium. We have a little bit more than that, and I have some more already like made. So what we need to do is we need the energy core, and then how far down? So it looks like there's one, there's 2, 3, no. I wish I had some dimensions on this. So it looks like it is 3, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, maybe? We'll see. So we need to make the energy core. Let's go ahead and do that. So the energy core is this guy, and it is pretty easy. So we just need some wyvern level stuff. What is it? 2 wyvern energy cores and 1 wyvern core. 2 of these and 1 of these. So in order to really make a lot of this kind of stuff, we're gonna need to get something else. I want to get an autonomous activator. Autonomous activator. This is pretty easy to make. We just need some 10 gears, which is pretty easy to tell the system how to do, and a redstone reception coil. Alright, and then we can get an autonomous activator. Is this working? It hasn't tried yet. So it's doing other things first. Hopefully it works. What are you doing? You are crafting... It says you're crafting a nether star. But I do not see anything in here because we need to turn this on. I don't know quite how to fix this, to be honest, but there it goes. It works. We'll just turn it off except when we need to do the crafting. So it blows up, it dies. And we should have the nether star in there, and it should have crafted everything we need for the energy core. So there we go. We have the energy core. That is pretty crucial. But something I want to do real quick is we're going to take this autonomous activator, and we're going to take our amazing, super duper awesome watering can, and we're going to go find the wither skeleton stuff, which I think is not there. Is it these? No. It's got to be here. No, that's like aluminum. It's these. These are the ones. The darker ones are the ones we need. And what we're going to do is we're just going to set the autonomous activator. Isn't the power like right here? And we can just turn him off. We'll have first slot only, right click, sneaking. Right? Aim level. I think that would work, but what I want to do is move him closer over here. And I think he places like so. Yeah. So we do that. First slot only, right click. And that should increase the speed at which these guys grow. We just need to get him some power. And I'm not going to worry too much about making it look nice. But this will allow us to get a lot of wither skulls a lot easier and a lot quicker than what we have been. So let's get some energy conduits. And I'll tell this to make like 200 of those. Perfect. I just want to make sure we had enough stuff. We're going to need more of those conduits than what I just told it to make, but that's fine. We'll get there. He is down here. Cool. That'll also give us more blizzes, which is fine. It doesn't really matter too much. And that'll keep him powered. Don't need any like inputs or anything like that. Just have him work. And as you can see, everything grows a lot faster over here than like over here. So that's the idea. Now you can't put a normal watering can in there. It has to be one of the reinforced cans, otherwise they break. But the reinforced ones are what you want anyways, because they're so much better. So with that taken care of, we should get plenty of the like the stuff, the wither skulls, so that we can make as many withers as we need and all that kind of fun stuff. So Let's take a look at this guy. So it looks like what we need to do is it's 1, 2, 3. It's like 5-ish blocks. But if we just start from the bottom, and you know what? I'm actually going to look it up on my phone. Draconic Evolution Energy Core Tier 7. Just so that I can see kind of each tier and how it's shaped and whatnot. And it looks like it's a 3x3 on the bottom, so we'll just put it right here. And that's not helping at all. So looks like we're gonna look at this, and it is so we do that, and it looks like this will be redstone, and then something like that. And something like this. But no. How does this work? It's like a 3. Alright, so the core is surrounded by a combination of redstone. Yeah. So I think starting from here, it's just building off of it. And let's just see. So making this backwards is a pain. But do we really want it on the ground? I don't think we do. So let's pick all this up. And let's just, you know what, let's just do one of these. And we'll put the core right here. And then we'll just build it from there. And it'll be floating, who cares? It'll still look cool. And that's what matters more than anything else. So, first level, I wish that the scroll worked, but it doesn't on this page for some reason. Let's go back. Storage multiblock. There we go. So the first is just a 3x3 around it. And then add 3 on each of the corners. Okay, so just do this. And 3x3 around it. And then 3x3 on each of the corners. So something like this. And we're going to need a couple other things in order to make this, but all in all, this is going to be energy storage for a long time. So with that taken care of, we're going to have to go back every time, because I don't know why this is, whoops, why this is broken, but it is. Alright, so the next is a 5x5 with 3 on it. So it looks like we just fill this out. And then the center gets a 3x3. On each side. So something like this. Not there. and just make a 5x5 cube with the 3 in the center. And that should be this tier, or this level. Once we get the bottom, and I gotta make sure the top is done. Alright, and then what? Let's go back, scroll down, storage multi-block, get back to tier 7, so 5x5. And then looks like we extend the 5 and put a 3 on each side. So something like this. So we just encapsulate the center. And then grab the rest, or put the 3x3 as well. Sorry if I'm being a little quiet on this. I gotta figure out what I'm doing. So just surround the 3x3, and then do that. And then the 3x3 in the center. Cool. So surround the 3x3. And then extend that forward. And I think we're almost done with the redstone, which is actually good. So does that look right? In fact, it does. So what's next? Is it the Draconium? That's Draconic Resurrection. Not quite ready to do that yet. Unfortunately, we still need to get souls for that, and souls are a pain to get. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 7. So I believe something like this. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then a 5 by 5, 3, 4, 5. And then the 3. So just basically put Draconium wherever anything is. And cover up everything. So this should be pretty straightforward. And once we have this, we just need to make the rest of the stuff. So there's a couple of particle generators we have to make, and then energy pylons. We'll need, I think, 2 of those. And to be honest, I've never actually made one of these guys. In newer versions of Draconic Evolution, there is a tier 8, which is even more powerful. It holds like giga, or quadrillion or something like that. It's basically gigawatts. It's 1.21 gigawatts for that Back to the Future reference, and or something like that. I don't know. It's a lot of power, to the point where even if you had a ton of energy being made, to store that much power is just, it would take so much time, and I'm talking like years. So insane energy storage isn't really necessary, but I want to use it because why not? So we should be almost done making this guy. I don't know if things can spawn on Draconium. I guess we can find out. But just a little bit more and we are done building this. So and I actually like it where it is. So The next thing that we need to do, things can't spawn on there, so we're gonna light it up until we're ready. And we'll get rid of the torches before we do anything else. Alright, so with that taken care of, looks kind of cool. Let's grab this redstone. We have a little bit, wow, we don't have much redstone left. So I took up basically everything we needed. So in order to make the rest of this, we need 4 particle generators and at least 2 energy pylons. The energy pylons need to be made, so you need to have 1 for input, 1 for output. So 2 energy pylons is enough. So let's get the pylons. And these are pretty easy. We just need an Eye of Ender. And then, is that Wyvern? Oh, just a Draconic core. Easy, easy, easy. Alright, so there's the energy pylons. And then we're also going to need particle generators. Now these are going to be a little bit more expensive, I think, but not much. So we just need 4 of these guys. And more redstone blocks and all that kind of stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. So in order to make this, we need to have the particle generators must be 10 blocks of the core, and they have to aim at the very center. So what we're gonna do is let's grab some cobblestone. Do we have like dirt? We have a ton of dirt. We have a ton of coarse dirt, in fact. So let's just use dirt. And we're just going to put 1, 2, 3. We're going to put it 3 blocks away on every side. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And that should be far enough. Let's go ahead and turn this guy on. And 1, 2, 3. So then what all do we have to do to activate this? So energy core generators must be placed within the core is then surrounded. Once structure is built, simply shift right click one of the particle generators with an empty hand to activate the core. Alright, and then the energy pylons can be placed basically wherever. You need to place pylons within 15 blocks of the core. Activate a pylon, place a glass block either above or below it, depending on which pylon is, whether the pylon is placed below or above the core. And then if you place on the roof, you need to place it. So you place the glass block between the core and the pylon. And cool. So all we have to do is see if we made this right. And we did. So, and get rid of these torches, because F7 will say that there's no darkness. And while we have this really cool part, like sphere looking thing, it is still technically just blocks. So that's kind of whatever. All the torches gone? Yes. Alright, so we just need 2 pieces of glass and we can start getting input and output. So glass, and we're just going to put these on the bottom. So we'll have like input here, output here, and that is input, and this is output. Just by right clicking on that should make the difference. So unfortunately there's no like interface. I thought there was, and I guess that's in a later version of this. But you can see we have a tier 7, so that is an achievement. We built a tier 7 instead of tier 6, whatever. Doesn't really matter much to me. So now what we can do is we can get some Tesseracts. Let's make 2 Tesseracts. We need bronze, and the system doesn't know how to make bronze. Well, let's fix that. So bronze is 10, 1 piece of 10, plus copper times 3 equals bronze times 4. And we can put that into the induction smelter. And now we should be able to make Tesseracts times 2. We don't really need 2 Tesseracts, but I want 2 Tesseracts because why not? We can make them, so might as well. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to set this up. We're going to want to send power out from these guys. And then, honestly, we'll want to grab this. And how is power going out? So we just need to add a thing to this guy. And what we can do is just pop that. And do that. So now we have, this is sending energy. We need to have one receiving items, and we want this to also receive energy. And once we have the Tesseracts, we'll put, let's see, this is input, so put a Tesseract there, and we'll put a Tesseract here. Now this is going to be main power. Send only, and this should have no power yet. But if we turn this main power, receive energy only, is this getting any power? No. We should be able to give it a little bit of power just by doing this. And that's going to start powering up this guy. And then it's going to also send out energy. But you get all these cool particle effects and whatnot. So what we can do is we put the, let's see, we need one more Tesseract. So we get another Tesseract. Let's get 2 more Tesseracts, because we're going to want to put one on this guy. And honestly, we'll break this stuff and we'll move it somewhere else, because it doesn't really matter. We can break all of this stuff. And if we need to activate worlds or whatnot, we can just put a Tesseract on them, and that should be good enough. So we'll just put them back, and we can put this stuff away. This guy can be placed somewhere. I don't really know where. Let's just put him like right here. Put the conduit there. I want to disable that. We'll put the chest on top. And I'll put these guys in there. And so if I need to use this again, we can set it up. It's not that big of a deal. You can put the enchanting table back there. Alright, so do we have our Tesseracts? We do. So first one we're going to place down is right here. We're going to tell this guy to send only energy onto main power. So that should be sending power over here to this guy. And this guy's almost empty, but what we should see is this is still getting power. And we're still getting power, yeah. What I wanted to see. Alright, and then with that taken care of, we can also put another one on this guy, same thing. So send energy on main power, and if we turn this guy on for just a little bit, this should start getting a ton of power. In fact, we're getting a lot of power. We could fill this guy up pretty easily, to be honest, with the amount of power that we're going to be getting from the reactor. However, we don't need to keep the reactor on that much. So with all of this type of stuff going, we'll get plenty of power, and then what we can do is just output instead of that input. We'll just reset these guys, and we'll drain these guys so that we can just pick them up. So output there, output input. I guess we need an input there. Output input, output input, output in nothing. So that should start draining all these guys, and eventually these guys will all be drained, and we can just set up, this will just have a ton of power. Now what we can do now is, because we're going to have so much power, we can start looking at things like, well, we can start putting this guy back onto our nether portal, not portal, but the nether fortress. So if we head back here, we just put this guy down right there. It's going to go a lot faster. Where are you at? 420, 85, negative 85. So it's this way. It's unfortunately in this area, so we can't really. Right there it is. So it's going to go a lot faster, which is great. But typically it would take up a lot more of the power. But how are we doing with this? So it is still increasing. So we can power that, and hopefully that will go a little bit quicker. If we need a boost of power, we could just turn this guy on for a little bit and not really worry about it. So that's the plan. I'm going to try to get between episodes not only this stuff kind of taken care of, these batteries drained and whatnot, and just kind of fill up this guy a decent way. We're going to try to get the nether fortress turned to dirt, and next time, since we have, how much of the wither skeleton skull stuff do we have? We have a lot. Wow, we can we craft 100 of those? Almost, wow. So we should be able to make the rest of the draconic stuff. And we're going to try to work on this, get all of the Sterling generators turned on and all that kind of fun stuff, so that we can complete that achievement as well. And hopefully next episode we can knock out a couple things. All of these. Is there anything before this? No. Cool, we are getting close to the end. So we can knock out all of those. We can knock out the nether fortress, resonant energy cell, and that's pretty much it for right now. How close are we to an octuple? We have 21.9 sextuple, so getting there. We need 81 for that, so that's going to continue working as we do other things. So all in all, this should work out pretty nicely for us. I just need to keep an eye on this guy, make sure he doesn't run out of power or anything. If he does, it's not that big of a deal, but he is still gaining power. That's really all that matters. So, yeah. Next time we're going to work on that. We're going to work on more draconic stuff and go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!